Hi guys, my name is Chris Jackson. I'm here to give you the download. I'm here to help you hack your mind, hack your brain, hack your whole entire mind-body connection to give you the most incredible, empowered life possible. Now, what am I here to talk about today? Well, I'm here to talk about what is the number one cause of failure. Now, this is failure in business, this is failure in life, failure in relationships, failure across the board. So, what's the number one thing that causes failure? Well, I can tell you for a fact, it's this. It's limiting beliefs. Specifically, self-limiting beliefs. So let me explain this for you, because when I truly understood this and when I overcame this, and I now teach and I coach people on exactly the same principle that I'm teaching you right now, and it's a complete and utter game changer. So listen up, and I'm going to give you the awareness and I'm going to give you the strategies to, first of all, understand self-limiting beliefs, overcome them, and how to use beliefs to our advantage. So the first thing I want to explain is, well, what is a belief in the first place? Well, a belief is simply a convenient assumption of fact. It's just simply something we've chosen to believe. So we make so many assumptions, so many generalizations. In life, we have to make an assessment of, well, what's actually true? Now, most of the time, we don't really know. We don't have infinite information to be able to make an assessment of what's actually true. So, as a human being, what we do is we come up with an approximation or an assumption of what reality is true. Now, I'll give you a classic example that points this example out really, really well. See this pen right here? You can see here up close, there's a little clip on that side. Now, if I show you this pen and I say, does this pen have a clip? And you've never seen this pen before, but I know there's a clip on the other side, but you don't know. When you're looking at this pen and I say, does the pen have a clip? You're probably going to go, no, it doesn't. No. Yeah. Now, I know that it's got a clip. So from my perspective, my truth is that this pen has a clip. Your truth is that it doesn't. Now, that's exactly what's happening in every moment of all of our lives, including right now, about what we believe to be true about reality. And we have constructed our version of reality, our truth, our belief system, simply based out of what we've experienced. All the past experiences we've had, based on our knowledge, based on our language, based on our education. We're basing all of our beliefs around everything we've experienced up till now. And we are assuming, we are making approximations, and we are generalizing about what's true. Now, that's just the fact. Now, a self-limiting belief, then, is simply when we have chosen to believe something, i.e., a linguistic assumption of fact. That's what a belief is. When we've chosen to believe something that doesn't actually serve us. So what's an example of this? Well, I used to have a limiting belief that I wasn't smart enough to start my own business. Specifically, I believed that because I didn't have a business degree, that I couldn't be a successful entrepreneur. And that was the belief that I had. I can laugh at it now, and it kind of seems funny now and a bit ridiculous and a bit absurd. But at the time, that was real for me. I thought, oh, I can't be a successful business owner. I haven't got a degree that says I'm a degree in economics or something like that. So at the time, that was a limiting belief for me, because it was a belief that I'd chosen to believe that wasn't empowering. And that's the criteria for a self-limiting belief. Any belief that we've got that doesn't empower us is a self-limiting belief. So let's look at that one, because I think this is a really good example. And this is the thing, is everyone has versions of this, whether it be all the good men are taken, all the good women are taken. I'm not intelligent enough to be successful. I'm not lucky enough. I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. There's a whole swag of styles and flavors and themes of limiting beliefs that we've all got that are playing out. Now, whether you're aware of them or not, now that's the key to this. So, in that example where I used to think that I needed to have a business degree in order to be successful, right? That was a limiting belief that I had. Now, here's the thing. How do we know if a belief is true? Well, we don't know if a belief is true. We don't. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is not whether it's true or not. The important thing is us believing that, what's the impact that it has on us. Now, a beautiful example that demonstrates this so incredibly well is the concept of placebo, which is when we think we're taking a drug, for example, that's going to heal us, or have an operation that's going to help us, then when we believe that, our body goes to work to manifest that, and it creates that as reality for us. Now, that's powerful. Now, beliefs have a very self-fulfilling prophecy nature about them, because I think as it was Henry Ford said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, we're right. We're going to act as if that belief is true or not true, depending on whatever our perspective is. So if you believe that you are smart enough to become an entrepreneur, you will become an entrepreneur. If you don't believe if you believe you're not smart enough to be an entrepreneur, you're probably not going to become an entrepreneur. It's just that simple. So it's got nothing to do with whether it's true or not. It's just simply whatever you decide to believe starts to manifest itself. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So this is powerful. So now let's take this to the next level. Step one is to become aware of our beliefs. Now, once we become aware of our beliefs, we can then decide, well, hang on, is that belief helping me get the result I want or not helping me? Do I have a favorable, empowering belief, or have I got a disempowering, self-limiting belief? That's the first step. Now, once we've worked out all the beliefs that we've got, and it takes a process to elicit and become aware of our beliefs, because our beliefs are generally mostly unconscious. Like everything we believe to be true about our reality, it's not necessarily actually true. It's just simply the perspective that we've got at the time. But it appears to be real. It all appears to be legit. Just like a goldfish swimming around in a goldfish bowl thinks that that's all there is. For a goldfish in a bowl, that is the known universe. Yeah, he's like, that's all that's available to him. That's all that he can't jump out of the goldfish bowl into a pond. He doesn't have access to it. In the same way as sometimes as human beings, we get trapped in our reality of thinking, well, this is all that's it. Whereas in reality, we're just simply looking at this through a very limited human perspective, like the example I used before about the clip and the pen. So we just got to check in and see, well, how are we referring to that? How are we creating our reality at that moment in time? So that gives us a level of awareness of our limiting beliefs. Now, for you, I would encourage you to do a process of self-inquiry about, well, what do you believe? Now, the simplest and fastest and easiest way to do this is to recognize, well, what's the area of life or business or relationship, what's that category of life that you want to get better results in, right? Say, for example, if you want more money, if you want to be in a relationship or have a more fulfilling relationship, whatever that area of life is for you, here's the biggest clue. Once we find out what are the beliefs that we've got in that category, we can then work out, well, what's empowering, what's limiting. Then we can say, rightio, well, what are the limiting beliefs that are preventing us from getting that result? Now, once we have the limiting beliefs identified, now it could be things like, say, for example, in a relationship, I'm not very attractive, or all the good men are taken, or what are the chances of me finding love, or there's no point being in a relationship because 50% of relationships fail anyway, right? So now, if we have those kinds of beliefs, how do you think we're going to behave? What sort of action do you think we're going to take if that's the case? So the key here is becoming aware of beliefs, then becoming aware of self-limiting beliefs. Then the next key is to say, rightio, let's change them. Let's hack the shit out of them. Let's transform them and create new beliefs that are going to give us the results that we want. So how do we do this? Well, I'm going to give you 4 powerful questions here. 4 power questions that help you transform and first of all, become aware of the belief, then become aware of where it's not true, and then how to change it. So question 1 is, how do I know that's true? That's the first question we've got to ask about all of our beliefs. How do I know it's true? Now, straight away when we ask that question, typically, a lot of the time, we know, well, actually, obviously, or clearly, that's not true. Now, in the case of the belief that I had, that I wasn't, because I didn't have a business education, I couldn't be a successful entrepreneur, when you ask that question, you can go, okay, great, well, how do I know that's true? Well, I don't know that's true. Actually, there's lots of business owners that have started successful businesses that don't have an education. Great. So given that I've observed evidence in the environment that other people have done it before without that, I can conclude, like positively, that belief is not actually true. It's just not true. Now, for some people, it might be a little bit more difficult to uncover that, and they might be a bit more critical. So the second question we can ask is, how do I know it's really true? Right. So if our and the human ego and the human BS filter, look, we need to really challenge it. So what we can do there is we can actually say, well, hang on, how do I know that's really true? And we go a little deeper. We go, hang on, let's really check in and see if that's actually true. Now, that same belief, we can scrutinize it even further. Well, actually, yeah. Well, we know that intelligence, while it's advantageous to be more intelligent, maybe have a business background and maybe have studied business, it's not mandatory, it's not required, it's not essential, and there's thousands of examples of people that have done it without that. So, okay, great, yeah, of course, we know that that belief isn't true. Okay, great. Okay, so we now know we've got a limiting belief. We've got a belief that we've chosen to believe, we've subscribed to, that's not actually true. Great. Step 3 is, okay, what's the impact of that belief on me? What's the impact of that belief on me right now? Okay, there we go. Well, what's the impact? Well, the impact for me was I didn't really strive to be successful in business. I made excuses. I thought, no, I'm not good enough. I'm not even going to go for it. I'm going to, basically going to just not put my foot down on the accelerator. So that in itself, that question of, well, what's the impact of my belief on this? That is going to tell you if it's limiting or not. Because if that belief is empowering you, rock on, keep going. If that belief is disempowering, time to get rid of it. So the 4th question is, could the opposite be true? Could the opposite be true? Well, yes, of course the opposite could be true. I could be intelligent enough. I could, you maybe don't need it yet. We know that the opposite can be true because we've seen many other examples. So in this example, it's both beliefs can be true. It doesn't matter which one is true. All that matters is by choosing which one we choose to believe, that's going to empower us, and that's going to give us if you like, it's going to positively brainwash us in the direction that we want. So that's the key to this process, is recognizing that all of our beliefs are made up. So we've got to try and positively brainwash ourselves as much as we possibly can to give ourselves favorable, empowering beliefs so that we can start taking action, moving in the direction that we want to experience the life that we've always wanted, and we know that they're available to us. So that's a bit of an unpack of limiting beliefs, how they're affecting us, but also how to overcome them. Now, I'm going to leave that with you guys because I know we've just hit the 12-minute mark and I want to keep this really short, but you can go through those questions to uncover nearly any limiting belief. You can go through this process, and I encourage you to all go through this process because there are going to be beliefs that are there that are unconscious. They're like weeds that are hidden in the garden, which if you don't pull them out, they are going to take your garden. Anyway, get to work on doing some belief hunting, hunt those beliefs down, become aware of those beliefs, and then start the process of transforming those beliefs. I look forward to chatting to you guys again soon, wishing you a wonderful day, and I'll speak with you soon. Bye for now.